What's up, alien savages, and welcome to another episode. How you feeling, my friends? Let's feel how we're feeling in this moment. Let's take a deep breath, fully exhale, and inhale. And another one, fully exhale, and inhale. Yeah. Make some noise. Feels good to do my podcast outside again. Connected with nature. This is where I feel the best. Wow. So, I started an October challenge. The whole October. I meditate in the morning, a sit down meditation. Yep, I gotta do a sit down meditation or I'm going crazy. Because I really don't find it externally anymore, I really don't. It's going within. And now I finally, quote unquote, have to use the permission slip of a sit down meditation or just like all the meditation tools. Because I don't find it anywhere else anymore. It's like I don't find it on Instagram. I don't feel excited to take any psychedelics because it's already challenging enough to stay grounded, and for me it's like gambling. And gambling is not good for me because I tend to addictions. So the sober way and getting into my belief of it's boring, a sit down meditation is boring, going to the waterfall for hours, I've done it the last weeks with Faye, is boring. No, it's not. What's boring is staring at your phone, like we're all staring at our phone. We're all staring at our phone and we're like, what's next? And we got far, my friends. We got far, like where we shifted this timeline right now, 2024. The universal message is everywhere. Knock, knock. Like, you cannot get away anymore. If you're like shifting with us, everyone is waking up. It's just getting so obvious. And now it's just this time for me where really externally I've done it all. I've hosted all the things, all the retreats, all the meetups, all the play parties, all the mindful stuff, and I've participated in everything to now come back into my own energy, which I'm mostly in anyways. Yeah, I'm a lot the hermit type. I have to be alone a lot to be my own energy, hear myself, don't reflect others too much, and really remember who I am. And right now, my big challenge is finding purpose. I like how Bashar says it. Our purpose is just to be ourselves. That's our purpose. And then we have like so many expressions of our purpose. Like, I'm so grateful that my podcast is one of my expressions of my purpose that is really consistent. Like, I've been actually doing my podcast since 2013 when Joe Rogan started. Like, I started early on. Like, this is always my life theme. I do things before others do it to create this wave, and then people ride the wave, but then I see other people doing it, so I jump off and I'm like, what needs to be done? And right now it's like this crazy talk, of sharing so raw, so vulnerable, so authentic, so weird, so crazy, like really unfiltered access into my mind and into my heart, not holding back. Yeah, who's doing it like that, Who's doing it like that? Like, I really had no clue. I was like, today podcast, I challenged myself for the October that I meditate. I do a podcast and see what happens. I work out, healthy lifestyle choices, going in the ice bath every day, and going into deep nature. This is my October challenge, if you want to join. So today it was just like, okay, Ferdi, do your podcast outside again. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see. And then, is it German or English? I guess we're in the English flow now. But really, like, I let go of all the blah, of all the, like, structure of... And also, like, talking to you guys, like my family, my alien savages, in this way of... This is how I used to talk to you, like creating a box of... This is the container. And I'm like, no. Let's create the safe space outside the container, that there is no container, there is no box. This is how it is exciting for me. Otherwise, it's not exciting. Otherwise, I might as well be a robot, you know? And like, we're really on the cusp, if that is the word. Like, we're really changing so much, and who we thought we are, we're not. I'm not that. I was that. And this is still inside of me, like the Ferdi 5 or 10 years ago, but I'm more than that. And I know the Ferdi, like next week, in a month, I'm more than that. And we're really, or speaking about myself, I'm in a huge awakening right now. Huge. Like, my physical mind, blah, is just like the chatter of blah, but what's behind it is the soul. And the soul of myself comes out more and more. Like, what's speaking here is my soul. And the physical mind just tries to, like, contain it. That's what the physical mind is actually designed. Our ego is just to, like, navigate in the physical reality. Like, here, €2.50 for this croissant. Thank you. This is like the physical mind's job, and that's it. And I now try to find a really good way of letting my soul speak. And I mean, my throat chakra is really open. I'm already really good at that. But I don't want to get caught up in any stories. Like, really closing all the storybooks and only telling the story of our universal life theme, this collective dream, this awakening we're in. And not like all these blah blah stories that people get caught up in. No more shiny objects, no distractions, like I am that I am. And really staying on that level and navigating and speaking on that level. And this level is tough for me because it's like there, I don't feel so much purpose. I don't feel so excited. But I'm just so drawn to this level, and I cannot kind of escape it anymore. I cannot get, like, caught up in stories anymore. I cannot get busy distracting myself, falling asleep in weird ways. I just cannot. My soul refuses. It's like, since 2020, since I have this walking experience, I'm wide awake. Like, so much of my soul has entered my suit. And then there was so much growth in, like, doing all the things I did. If you follow me for a while, you know all the things I did. Wow. But now I've outgrown them. And now what, you know? And now I'm in this place of I am that I am. And it's really sobering. It's like feeding my ego water and bread only. Yeah, it's like coming off a huge drug, like social media, my 20s. Whoa. You know, it's a huge drug. Like, oh my God, the other night I watched a podcast of Logan Paul, KSI, and Mr. Beast. And Mr. Beast, like, he's 26, I think, and he looks like 40. He aged so much. And I watched this podcast, and he's such a drug addict. Like, I have so much respect for him, and I love him. And he's clearly on his purpose. But with his physical mind, he's, like, so addicted to, like, the drug of social media. Like, imagine being seen by 100 million people per video. So he's like this workaholic and just like pushing and pushing because he's so addicted of this, like, I find God in that, and I inhale it through my nose, and I like, and yeah, eventually if you unintegrate it, shoot up in a certain way, you're gonna come down. You're gonna have a big fall. Like, he's gonna have a huge fall, like when he drinks ayahuasca or whatever, or his higher self makes him, like, physically ill, that he lays in the hospital or whatever, and cannot do videos like this anymore. He's gonna have a huge ego death. And then he sees the parts he hasn't integrated, and it's like, oh shit. Whereas, like, Logan Paul in the podcast, he was like, dude, I'm getting a kid right now, I'm becoming a father, I want to do less social media. And Mr. Beast, like, didn't get it. And I get it. Like when I was mid-20s, I also was so following my excitement with social media and also used it as a drug. Like it was my highest excitement. I followed my purpose, but I didn't need to do it so much. You know what I'm saying? I like created more content than I needed because I want more likes, more views, more clicks, more money. I got hooked in that. And then other things I left a little behind of like my family, my friends, the things that actually matter, you know? So now I only want to fully integrate it, raise my vibration and not shoot up unintegratedly in one thing and then what comes up unintegrated comes down. And I don't want that anymore. So that's right now I have like this come down of social media, like really not giving a fuck about views and numbers and money and all this. Because my calling is higher. Like it's really fairly stay on the soul level and pull shit through that is on that vibration only. Like how I'm speaking right now. Don't fall back asleep in a weird dream that isn't you. Stay who you are, and you have remembered so much who you are that this is now your baseline. And it's challenging. Like I'm telling you, my physical mind struggles with nostalgic, like all these trucks I was like on, like it was, you know, these distractions. And now not distracting myself and actually like just like being. It's tough. Let's take a deep breath. Fully exhale. Inhale. Yeah, my mental health is struggling a lot right now. My physical mind, my ego, my shadow. It's because it's like so out of proportion with my soul that is in my suit and is like speaking here and taking up space. And then my little physical mind trying to navigate that. Because when you're not so awake, it's so like, yeah, you can do whatever bullshit. You can fall in line and you can be distracted and just like chase shiny objects and be too distracted to even raise big questions. But when you're just so awake, your physical mind is so small and like, yeah, but then my physical mind is still here, like it's speaking right now. It's both. It's like both constantly speaking, and my physical mind is still like, hey, I've navigated the suit for 32 years, like, and I'm so little and like replaceable of all the infinite versions of me, and now the soul is coming in more and more, like, yep, I'm taking over more and more. It's like really this ego death of giving the ego over to your higher self, your soul, whatever you want to call it. And it's a slow burn, like this slow burn of the ego kind of fully giving over the control of the higher control, the control we already have, you know. But this feels really for the physical mind out of control, because it's like, it so reminds me of, you know, when I smoke DMT so many times. It's like this, when I'm about to blast off, it's like the physical mind ego is freaking out because it's really dying. It's really dying. It's gone. It's not there anymore. I enter purely the soul level. And this is what I'm experiencing right now, but in slow motion, because a DMT trip is really fast. Or when we fall asleep at night, it's really smooth because we just get unconscious. But right now, I'm awake in the dream. Hello. Hi. I'm awake in the dream. And it's really this like, you gotta trust. You gotta surrender to the control you already have. But it's all like for the physical mind, because it's still like there so much to navigate me. So it's this constant push and pull that is Sometimes really flowing and sometimes really challenging. And especially right now, not having so much purpose, because like, yeah, again, the purpose is just to be myself. But the expressions of my purpose in the past, I had so many. I was so busy, you know. I was like doing so much social media content. I was hosting my meetups, retreats, play parties. I had so many projects and supplement sponsors, and we had like so much stuff, you know. I was like involved in so much stuff, but I've done that. I've outgrown it. And I love that chapter, but now I'm in a different chapter. And now it's so sobering, you know. And I'm so grateful, like, how much purpose I had. Because I see many of us in this awakening timeline, many younger people I reach, like in their 20s, who are already so awake and who, like, are also in this, like, oh, I don't have purpose right now. And for me, at least, like, I've already done it all. Like, I quote unquote have proven it to myself. Like, I made the money, like, I made the fame, like, I made it, like, in the 3D sense, you know? So I have, like, the social proof, like, I've already done it. And I have so much respect for the younger people that haven't, quote unquote, done it and already are too awake for that. Like, I don't play the 3D game anymore. I'm already seeing through it, and I'm here for the new. But the new is not here, outside touchable, but it's inside of us. And I have so much respect for like the younger generation as well. So yeah. Like I see it in my friends, like Julian Zietlow, like him also. I can feel the same, you know, getting off this truck of being an entrepreneur and this company and hustling and being so groomed to perform that way, and now getting this out of your system, of the physical mind, like it's purging. Like, you know, I'm at the waterfall every day for 4 to 6 hours with Faye, almost every day. And the first times it was challenging, you know? And I already got so far, like being here on the island like this, like, oh, I need to be productive. And it's already so out of me, but still, of course, like, I'm like, I want to do something. Like, why would I reincarnate in the flesh physical? I need to, like, and then that's the thing, if I get out of the way, if I actually drop in this deeper meditative state, my soul gets really the space, and then I really get in this blissful state. And feeling so connected and getting all the downloads and being like, whoa, okay, wow. But then my physical mind tries to, like, make it tangible. Okay, I see this big shift is happening. I see I play a major part in the awakening of the collective, and I have this off-worldly alien gift inside of my belly that plays part of it. But I don't fully can grasp it. And I don't want to get in this weird way again of creating a story that is not true. Like with Brittany in the relationship, we got in so many stories and there were so much bullshit. And now I get like these huge downloads. You know, I'm at the waterfall, we're meditating. I'm like, Ferdi, you're a new earth leader and you have this Shikana event inside your belly that will help awaken the collective. You will host these ceremonies and they will become bigger and bigger, like thousands, festivals of people. And it will lead up to a global awakening. It's and I'm like, okay, but how exactly? And this fine line of going in the one way of brushing it off. Oh, I'm not that special. Like, I loved it. I actually, like, most of my life I didn't feel special, and I loved it. That was like mostly my happy place. And I quickly laughed to, like, oh yeah, I'm not special, I'm a pathetic rat, I'm like everyone else, which I am, don't get me wrong. But I do carry a gift inside of me, like everyone does. We all came here for a purpose. We all came here for a reason, because we all bring a piece of the puzzle. So I either go in one direction of like brushing it off and just trying to be normal and fit in, or the other way is getting an ego. And this is nasty. I don't like that at all. I did it a couple times. And it's such a lonely place where you think you're extra special. So ayahuasca, like 4 or 5 months, really humbled me. So I don't go that ego way at all anymore. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I tend to go the too humble way, where I put myself down. And then I get like slaps from my higher self, like, Ferdi, what are you doing? You're here on a mission, and you need to be in your power to do that. You cannot forget. You cannot doubt yourself. So then I always get back into balance, the sweet spot. And then I find myself in this little, that feels like a limbo of having all this power inside of me, but not quite knowing how it will manifest. And there's nothing I can do with it right now. But like the download I got is, I did the ceremony the other day. And again, this is like when I'm in my intuition, when I'm not thinking, I'm just like meditating there, and I'm having like tools around me of like drawing, and I'm writing like purpose, and I write all the things that come to me where I feel purpose. And then I just feel excited, just following your highest excitement, the full formula without any insistence or assumptions on the outcome. So I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like writing down my purposes because I was excited, and I was just burning the paper because I was excited. And then there was just one little piece that didn't burn, and I picked it up, and the only 2 words that were left were saying deep health. Because there was like, I think, deep nature and something with health underneath, but these were the only 2 words, deep health. And this is what I have to do right now. I cannot distract myself anymore because I already activated my suit, my full potential, my dormant DNA, my dormant counterparts inside of me so much that if I now be too much on my screen, like watching YouTube and being on Instagram for too long, it gets so uncomfortable because I have this huge awakening happening, this huge expansion inside of me. And for that, I need deep health, meaning I need to meditate. I need to go to deep nature for hours. Like every time I go there with Faye, it's like a sober ayahuasca experience. I purge out all the bullshit. It's payday. I purge out all the German rap I consumed. And don't get me wrong, I love German rap and it's great, but it's all, at the end, it's like distractions, and I love distractions. This is my podcast here as well. You can call it a distraction. It's filling the void. And it's like, is it a distraction or is it helping? Is according to your excitement. Like if this podcast excites you right now and you can connect to me, you relate, it's helping you, it's great. But if you're just watching my podcast because you just want to watch every episode and it's not connecting, you're not relating to what I say, then please stop. Then it's a distraction, you know? It's like everything is a permission slip, and whatever excites you works for you. Okay, I just got a little into like Bashar mode. Coming back to the point that I arrive at the waterfall and I purge out everything that the shiny objects around me and blah, and the physical mind shatter, and which is normal. The mind just does what it does. But then there are no distractions anymore. I'm surrounded by deep nature, which meets my spiritual intensity, because this is where I'm at. Because I'm getting in these like downloads and stuff when I'm in my bungalow looking at my screen watching YouTube, and then I see their shit and have to balance out their shit and work out their stuff for them while this thing is going on inside of me, and this is when it gets really uncomfortable. So I gotta deep health. That's why my October challenge. I gotta meditate in the morning, do a podcast, see what happens, go into the gym or like move my body, and sauna and ice bath, especially the ice bath. I do like 2 rounds for 3 to 5 minutes, and wow, this is amazing. And then going into the deep nature for hours. And this, like, because in nature, as I said, it meets my, for lack of a better word, spiritual intensity. And there it feels comfortable, because otherwise this awakening that I experience right now feels so uncomfortable. I'm like this huge energetic body that is like 10 feet tall. I'm merging that now with this like little 6'2" Ferdi meat suit down here. It's like merging. We're shifting into a higher dimension. And to merge that, I need to feel good. I need to be met energetically. And this is nature, deep nature right now for me. And this also grounds me. That's why I cannot take any psychedelics, because they get me way too high, and already staying grounded on this island is challenging. But it is what I chose. Like I went way too far to go back. There is no going back to me to like, I cannot fall asleep. I cannot fall asleep anymore and do something in the matrix. I wake up to a bigger matrix. But the small matrix we created out of fear is just shit for me. I cannot. So I need to move forward. And I see where it's going, and I'm a part of leading the way. And this is here by sharing just authentically as a human that I don't know. I don't know. I know many things, but many things not precisely, but just roughly, just the direction. And then precisely, I don't know. So I come here and I share, and I feel like this is powerful for many because you can connect, because you feel the same. We're all staring at our phone and we're like, what the fuck? What's happening? And I speak it out loud, what's going on in our minds. Because if you're an alien savage, you feel most likely the same as I do. And this creates comfort, connection. We're not alone. So this creates a lot of motivation that we can keep going because we're not the only one. We can lean on each other, like me and Faye. This is why I think I started this one in English, because I'm going to send her this podcast and she listens to all my English podcasts and she gives me feedback, which is amazing because she actually sees me. It feels like God is blessing my podcast. And then whatever haters say, but also I turned off the comments, by the way. It just, my last German podcast, the haters come in again strong and it's just such bullshit. And why do I allow this in my reality? If you have a blog, let's take a deep breath. If you have a problem with me, you go and tell me in my face. Or you text me on WhatsApp. But if you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. Who are you? And I don't want that in my reality of people that live such a different reality that would never say these things in my face. Why would I this is my art right now. My podcasts are my art. And I'm really proud of them. I'm proud how I put myself out there, how vulnerable, who's doing it like that. And I don't want to give a space for my art that people can just vandalize it. I'm like, no, if you don't respect it, that's fine, but I close the space. I find Insta DMs way more healthy and nice to navigate because there I can just mute people. I can block people. So I can put them in the general folder. It usually starts, this is a really shit vibration. I don't feel in resonance at all. I put them in the general folder. I rarely look in there. And if I look in there and they come really negative, I block them. But I find it overall way healthier on Instagram, the DMs I receive, than YouTube comments. It's the lowest vibration. Oh my God. So yeah, I turn them off for now. And I really again, what did I channel? Why did I get so much hate again? Because to turn off the comments, because it's a truck again, waking up, I released a new podcast. Oh, it has 20 comments. Let's read them. I'm ferdi. Right now, I really get off this truck. So no comments. There's nothing to check. It has a bunch of views, but they're also down, which also shows you ferdi, don't try to get views or anything. You already reached a solid collective of a couple thousand people, which is strong for this high vibe to reach that many people. Wow. I can be proud of myself, and I am. But the physical mind is bro, we reached so many more, and if we would go more this way, we could reach so many more people on that. But then it's I am that vibration, and then I shift in a reality on that vibration. So I refuse to lower my vibration in order to reach more people, because then I shift in this reality where I'm not in my full potential. I don't feel good. It doesn't feel good to lower your vibration in a sense of getting out of your power. Sure, temporarily, I eat Snickers almost every day to lower my vibration because I'm getting too high vibe where I'm flying away. I need a Snickers to ground because it's lowering my vibe a little bit, But I'm saying about getting out of your power, pretending someone you're not, this is self-harm. Not being who you are is the most uncomfortable thing, and it's self-harm to the soul. I refuse. I only do things that lower my vibration for grounding, because I get too high vibe where holding that much consciousness in my body doesn't feel good. So that's why right now, no drugs, going into nature. These days I feel so grounded. I don't need to eat really much animal products anymore or junk food, because I feel really grounded these days. Because I do practice healthy lifestyle choices, and go into nature. And don't take any plant medicine right now. So yeah, this is me sharing vulnerable. I don't know how I feel about this podcast. I feel like mixed feelings. Because like, yeah, I can, like there's this part in me in my physical mind that like wants to impress, of course I want to show my best version, and I can share some downloads of the last days at the waterfall and all the things that I've learned, and how thin the veil of the spirit gets, and and me shape shifting and my in dream state, and really like when I'm like in this lucid state, how DMT it is. I'm so tripping, it's just lucid dreaming and what's happening there, and how much I can hold, it's like I can hold it really. It's not I come out of the stream like what was said, I can fully hold it, and it's overwhelming because all the emotions of, anyways, I can talk about this forever, but this is my life theme. I don't find it so relevant for you right now. And it's just like, why would I tell you that if I don't feel like it's relevant for you? It would be a flex. I would flex. And I don't, like, this is going backwards. This is again getting off the flex. Like, yeah, my life is a big flex. I'm young, I made money, I'm living on a tropical island, I have the nicest, wokest girlfriend, and I'm just following my joy, and I'm really awake, It's like women love me, like all these. But yeah, why would I flex like this? It's yeah. I'm just like Ferdi. Yeah, you have this great gift of being really awake, and you can channel, and you get big downloads, and you're here for this big thing, and you can talk about it forever. But it makes people maybe feel like shit because they think you have it so figured out, but you don't. And this is what you need to share, that you don't have it figured out. That you do struggle every day. And right now, frustration comes in every day. And you get depressed, and it's up and down, and you need to share this. And the funny paradox is this is the biggest flex again, This is the most attractive, actually. It's just like purging all this physical mind blah, this programming we have been fed, Because again, like I listen to German rap, and a lot of it, the not so conscious, is all like these flexes that is programming, and then you listen to that and you think this is cool, but what's actually, like this is where Faye wakes me up so much to what's actually cool. And that is like nature. That is like this vulnerable, like unconditional, deep love. That is like, yeah, all the inward stuff. It's like sitting there for an hour and meditating. It's like, she's like, we're at the waterfall and there's the spider coming, like this golden spider, and she freaks out and she's so excited, and I just observe her, and I just didn't find it that cool because I wasn't seeing it yet. But then I saw it more and more, how cool that actually is, and I'm like, I want to get to this level when a spider falls on me, I freak out of excitement and like really create a connection between me and the spider and take a video and post it, and this. She kept this amazing moment of the spider where it was just like dabbing or like brushing her eyebrow or something. It looked like a dab to me. Dabbing on those haters. And like, the programming goes deep, and I finally now get it and really go inward and making that cool. And this is what I want to share here, especially, as a man. Making that cool, speaking so vulnerable is the coolest shit ever, So yeah, this feels good right now. Now I feel better about the podcast saying that all, because now I feel like I have clarity again. Like, yeah, Ferdi, fuck the flexes in the classical sense, and like your channeling abilities and stuff. Share your journey, the most vulnerable you can, the most unfiltered access in your brain and in your heart. So yeah, I'm struggling every day. Oh, my phone turned off, and here we are again. Oh, my storage is full. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it here because I want to continue this conversation, but it's like a lot. It's like every day, and I wanna come back semi every day, I call it, which is like, for the whole October, I'm gonna challenge myself to jump here and see what happens. And yesterday I just didn't like it because I was going into the haters, and I was just like, Ferdi, what are you doing? Like, it's like you're going backwards. Like, my latest English podcast actually here on this channel, where like I really got to the texture of the next level, which is like the super raw, vulnerable. I haven't figured it out, and I share my human experience as a spirit coming to Earth. It is tough. It is masterclass, and people act blah, but can you actually like? This level I'm sharing is like when you meet someone and first like it's like, oh, you're cool, and then you get to know them closer and you get in bed together, and then the person opens up what actually is alive. And this is where I drop in right away. That's why I want the comments off, because I'm so vulnerable. I don't want anyone in my bed who's just like garbage. They're like, I'm not a ayahuasca bucket. Like, park your poison somewhere else. I like really open my heart here. And I want to keep going on this vibration. So yeah, check out the latest podcast. I really like them on my English and my German YouTube. And I might see you here tomorrow. This felt really good, sharing in English. I think I keep sharing in English because I find it a little easier to share more vulnerable, because I cannot hide behind how cool I can speak in German. So no, one filter less. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Peace out.